go give you a very brief description of what Augmentors is, and then I'll kind of tell the story of how it came to be. So Augmentors essentially is an augmented reality battle game that's based on the blockchain. It's characters that you can battle in real time in augmented reality. So the whole story goes, this whole concept came about when I was in grade 4. I was one of those really, really weird kids that really imagined Pokemon chilling right next to you. And there's always been a fascination for me to have these digital characters that you can actually be a companion with. That's why I've kind of delved so much into anime and video games. Throughout my high school and throughout high school, I didn't really learn. I didn't apply myself. I didn't learn absolutely anything. I was the guy in the back of the room, drawing, making stories. Teachers were concerned because I was drawing these figurines in like preschool, cutting them out and playing action figures. So throughout high school, eventually the trick came, and I was inevitably going to fail. So I took the courage and said, you know what, I need to get my shit together and start applying and learning. So I dropped out and reapplied for the trick again. From that, I actually learned. Ended up with about 2 A's and passed relatively well. I didn't go to varsity. My mom couldn't afford it, so I was a single mom, my brother and myself. So as a part of this amazing startup, I started off my first job doing electric fencing, of all things. Didn't turn out too well because I didn't go outside ever, so touching mechanical tools was not my thing. So coming back to the drawing board, I started doing graphic design. I applied myself with that. It was stuff that I enjoyed, it was graphics, but then I started doing flyers and all this really boring corporate stuff. I'm like, this is not for me. So I went to like really well-renowned companies. I did stuff for Reebok also. And then eventually I was like, I'm out, I'm not doing this. I quit, tried doing my own thing with regards to like a clothing company with pretty sick designs. No one knew about it, so it's coming soon. That didn't work out. I threw my savings into that, and I'm not kidding. Eventually, I got to the lowest point where I was handing flyers on the side of the road just to pay my bills. And one of my classmates from the second matric, who really thought I was a loser for doing matric twice, drove past, and I'm giving this flyer to him, and he looks at me, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, hey, bro. And I'm like, at that point, so like, never in my life will I come to this standard ever again. Went home, went back to a graphic design job, and just started working towards whatever fascinated and what I enjoyed doing. So during the normal working day, did my normal day job work. I came home, hey mom, into the bedroom, and started applying web design development. Went through that, showed my bosses what I could do. They started exploiting that to maybe do some more web stuff. Then I started doing video editing, all that, which was pretty cool. And then I started doing really weird stuff and doing YouTube videos, which I need to take down, actually. I forgot this one. Started doing video editing, then visual effects. Again, bosses exploited, used my stuff. But then I get bored quickly with things. So as soon as I get to a certain level where I know all the tools and how to make things, I kind of just go to the next best thing. I started doing app development, and then I started seeing about a few months later that augmented reality could actually be a viable thing on mobile devices, which was kind of unheard of a year or two ago. And that was really fascinating, and it just brought me back to all the weird stories and concepts I had when I was a kid of having these creatures in real life. So I started applying, trying to make this app happen, and I built something very, very minuscule in about 3 weeks or so, and I was like, geez, I expect 3 months to do this, but it actually shot through. It was like, I'm not showing my bosses this. I'm like, okay, I'm keeping it quiet. So I built a very, very basic demo and showed one of the co-founder of Augmented, Carl Huffenden. I showed him the app. He was totally blown away. We decided to start a company together. He used to do sales and for a tech company also. So his plan was to get an investor on board to kind of get us through a few months. We looked around, couldn't find anyone at that time, and then eventually I got so frustrated at being at work and having this amazing idea in my head that I literally just took the plunge and said, I'm quitting. So I'm actually quitting a job that I was paying for home, for my mom and my bro, and I'm going to give it all up. No investor was involved, literally just, it was like YOLO, you know? And so then in the same month, our first investor, Paul, came on board. So literally, saving grace, I didn't have to go through the first month without pay and eat noodles. From that, we started developing a demo, started getting documentation together, and building the whole concept. Before that, while I'm doing this whole idea and this whole concept, try to tell your fiance that you don't want to get married, cancel the wedding, I'm making a game. She, after a few talks, said, okay, good. So I started developing this whole game. Took about the first 3 months to make it a relatively decent demo. It was pretty cool, made nice booklets, and so the hunt for the big investors to kind of come on board and allow us to make this amazing thing. So along that journey, a lot of friends and family kind of look at you telling them, like, oh, I quit my job, I'm going to make a game, and I'm going to make money, and they're like, huh, okay, good luck. And that's a little bit disheartening at times because you already know that this is something that's amazing, and you believe so much in it that people that are closer to you kind of tell you, come back down to earth, go get a real job, stop being a loser. And yeah, so that's pretty much like one of the hardest things to get through at times, but honestly, just you have to believe in what you're doing. So 3 months went by, demo's done. The next 3 months went by, begging investors. I'm not kidding, I probably emailed 70 people, and my email client tells me who've read, so they all read it. I know every single one of you guys who read it. 90% didn't respond. The few that did respond were like, yeah, I don't get it. You're making it, yeah, no. And this brings you down, and no one in South Africa kind of got, wow, I wanted 5 million rand to make a game. It's relatively cheap, right? And eventually, things were going a bit grim. No one wanted to invest. The first investor was, I'm not going to carry on funding this whole thing if it's going to go nowhere. So a few months, me and Carl actually went out without pay, and we really tried to get any investor on board to kind of catapult us in the right direction. Eventually, it got to those points where the talks of just like giving up crazy company, and maybe my friends are right. So I'm driving home the one day, and literally at probably my lowest point, and I didn't know what to do. Should I close the company? Should I try to carry on? So I'm driving through, and I'm like, I just need some kind of sign to know. I was like, carry on or quit. And the only thing that popped into my head was, if I turn into the road of my house, there's an Audi R8, specific Audi R8, parked across the road from my house. I don't care what color it is. I will not doubt myself. I will not doubt this is a good project. I will carry on. So I'm going, I'm like, this is my defining factor. Flicker on. I turn over, and there's this illuminating bright orange Audi R8 parked across the road from my house. I'm like, okay, I'll carry on. I'm not kidding, probably the next day or two, I get the email from Shark Tank that I had applied to saying, come tomorrow, we're filming you. And like, I haven't got flights yet, and just tell me to come tomorrow. So I call up Carl, I was like, hey dude, drop your stuff, go, now, let's go. And got on the flights, went to Soweto. That's where Shark Tank was filmed, in Soweto. So eventually pulled in like, it's Soweto. And looking around, like, the driver bring us to the right place? I don't know. And eventually he comes to this club, where Shark Tank was inside the club. So you're waiting around there. We're supposed to be on at about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning. We ended up being at 5 because there's so much switch arounds and stuff. So we were panicking and stressing and really freaking. Oh, okay, I was freaking out. Carl's more calm and he can talk properly. I was freaking out. So the time came. Shark Tank was pretty much the last saving grace of the company. So we got in. The first thing we had to do to get some footage for Shark Tank, stand in front of these very powerful people and just stare at them. You haven't said a single word, you just stare at them and just nod your head for footage. And eventually like, okay, stop. And Carl carry on because I'm freaking out, but I had a heart attack. So yeah, if you watch the episode, don't please. You will see him talking mostly and me just standing there freaking out and being more pale than I already am. What's it called? Dawn doesn't understand at. Manus says at, no, I'm at. Romeo, no, I'm at. And there's this girl and Vinny. After they've grilled everything about the whole project, I'm like, there's no hope, I'm doomed. Vinny continues to grill. Ripping it apart in segments. I hate it, why this? But I like it. I'm like, yeah, it's still footage, man. And then he starts like, okay, I dig this, don't like the concept of the cloth that we had. And he starts talking about blockchain integration and stuff, and I knew a little bit about it, but not enough as to why we would be using blockchain in the video games, so everything was just going right over my head and like, yes, okay. Yeah, And then so eventually he says, so you wanted 5 million to get invested in the company, I'll give you 500,000. And me and Carl like, okay, I don't know how that's going to make us able to develop this game. What's your plan? So he spoke about the whole ICO, which I'll get on soon. At that point, it was like, take the deal or it's done. And then me and Carl took a minute to talk. I was like, okay, so what should we do? And Carl's like, I'm not 100% sure, but whatever you say, I'm backing you. So everything's on me now. I'm like, YOLO, whatever. So I said, okay, I'll take the deal. And then from that point, things kind of went insanely amazing. From that point, Newtown partners with Lou, James, and them helped us a lot. So a lot of late nights, me and Carl had to set up this and learn a whole bunch of crypto stuff, ICOs, literally begging people on the internet for money. So yeah, the ICO is an initial coin offering, which is sort of a crowdfund type of deal. So we set the whole thing up, and the goal was to raise $1 million for the whole blockchain integration, and like the price skyrocketed with development costs. And everyone's like, yeah, okay, that's nice daydream amount of money you want, but let's be realistic. I'm like, no, $1 million is good. So we carry on, we do the whole thing. The first 24 hours, we get half the funds, 500,000, and then everything started going quiet for like the rest of the month. I'm like, So I was trying to stay positive, like, no, we're gonna make it. Literally the last day, we just tipped $1 million. Like, just tipped. And I was like, ha, told you. So then, from that point, things have just been absolutely out of control. If it wasn't for Vinny and Newtown, for my wife, family and friends, like, the guys that actually supported you, the guys that didn't, in your face. The whole journey was utterly tough prior to Shark Tank, because you've got people close to you that kind of bring you down, don't believe in your project, you trying to sell something that you visually believe and can foresee, and people just don't want to hear the story. just takes that one person that sees the concept, sees the idea, is on the same vibe as you, things can work and things can really progress. I mean, yeah, at one point, I think 2 months after I started making this whole demo, Pokemon Go came out, or like was announced. Like, there's no chance in hell I'm gonna beat Pokemon Go. I was like, I'm stuffed. But needless to say, I carried on. So, what I'm trying to get at is, don't allow obstacles, don't allow people's negativity, don't allow things that come your way that might seem that's impossible to get through. I mean, Pokemon Go is a relatively huge, massive company, and the game they produce is nothing like we are making. And I'm not just saying I'm cocky, but we are. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys too much of the game until releases have come out, but it's essentially whatever Pokemon Go should have been is what we're doing. There's no battling in Pokemon Go, which is really upsetting. But I should say thank you to Pokemon because they didn't do what they're supposed to do, which enables us to fill that whole gap. The whole market is pretty much ours. Thank you very much. So yeah, I think that's the whole story.